Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Strong Draws. My name is Brett Strong, and today I am inking the Batman v Superman pinup that I started a while ago. Now, excuse me, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I am having issues with my allergies because spring is kind of starting here, so allergies are really kicking my butt. So I'm apologizing right now for the coughing and the sniffling that I'm probably going to be doing through this. So I know I said I was going to have this all done and colored and up and all this leading up to the movie, but I have gotten a couple commission books. I've been commissioned to do a couple books, so I've been working on those, and I haven't had a lot of time to finish this up. So I figured, excuse me, it's not going to end up getting colored. This is as far as it's going to get because I just don't have the time to dedicate to it anymore. So I was going to put it up last week, but I figured I'll wait an extra week. I'll go see the movie. Then I thought I could just kind of give you guys my thoughts and impressions of the film and just kind of have it all kind of summed up that way. Just a nice little symmetry there. Now there may be some spoilers in this. I'm just going to talk about some of my favorite parts. I might talk about them in detail. So if you haven't seen the film, go see the film. Come back, check out the video. Unless you don't really care about spoilers, then thanks for sticking around. Excuse me. So, we're going to kind of get into that now. So again, if you haven't seen the film, now's a good time to go away. Excuse me, I had to get a drink there. Throat's a little dry. So, first off, I want to say I think if nothing, I enjoyed the film. I really did enjoy the film. Wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. There were some things in there that I assumed were going to happen, and there's some things that kind of caught me off guard, came out of left field. To be honest, I personally like Zack Snyder as a director. I think he's a brilliant visual storyteller. I think that he has a gift for setting a tone in a film and carrying that tone throughout, which he does really well in this, and he's really good at building tension and atmosphere and mood, which in this movie is just dripping with atmosphere and just tension throughout the whole thing. So, I know a lot of people like to give him shit because of all the slow-mo and all, some of the grandiose stuff that he does, but personally I, dig it. I really enjoy it. He may not be overall the best with story, but I think as a visual director, he is just absolutely amazing. So, if nothing else, I thought the film looked beautiful. Henry Cavill, I thought was great as Superman. I thought he was great as Superman in Man of Steel, despite the flaws with that movie. I think he does a really good job of humanizing a godlike character, and I really, enjoy what he does. I think he is Superman. Not since Chris Reeves have we had a definitive Superman. That's Brandon Routh. I love Brandon Routh. I think he's a great actor. Love him as the Atom on Legends of Tomorrow, and when he was on Arrow or Flash or whatever crossovers they did. But he was basically doing Chris Reeves. So it's nice to have a definitive new Superman that's not a Chris Reeve clone or cover song. And Ben Affleck is Batman. I thought he was, from the time he was announced, I said I thought he was going to do a great job, and to be honest, I think he's one of the best Batmans we've had so far. So, now keep in mind, I did just see the film. It's a 2.5 hour film. There's a lot of content, a lot of characters. It is very cohesive, so I'm actually planning on going to see it again in a couple weeks, though, that I can kind of reabsorb it all. So, but Ben Affleck, I thought he was just great as Batman and as Bruce Wayne. It was kind of, the great thing that him and Cavill do with the characters is as I'm watching the film, I don't see Henry Cavill, I don't see Ben Affleck. I see Bruce Wayne, I see Batman, I see Superman, I don't see Clark Kent, or I see Clark Kent, I don't see these actors. They just really embody the roles. And I think Affleck is a great Batman. I don't think we could have done better casting choice for him. So, again, that's my personal opinion. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what he does in the solo movies that he is attached to do. I think he's going to do another trilogy maybe, or two more or something like that. But we're getting more Batfleck, so really excited about that. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I thought was just absolutely great. Like, I know a lot of people had problems even when she was casted that she wasn't the right build or something for um, Wonder Woman or something. I don't know. I haven't seen the Fast and Furious movies that she has been in, so I had no previous exposure to her pre this movie. So other than watching, like, what is it, Cinema Sins, and everything wrong with whatever Fast and Furious movie they're talking about, is the only time I've actually ever seen her act. So, and those are in short clips of where they're making fun of the movie. So, but her as Wonder Woman, she's she's beautiful, she's tall, she's exotic, and she has a demeanor about her that's very regal, which, Wonder Woman's Princess Diana. She carried, Gal Gadot as the character really carried herself as someone who was of noble descent, I guess you could say. So that she did great. I enjoy Jesse Eisenberg. I like Jesse Eisenberg. I've, Adventureland, Zombieland, Social Network. I like what he does, and in this movie, it is a different Lex Luthor than I think probably has ever been seen. But I think it really fit this incarnation, and he pretty much was what I was expecting from him. He was just this young, arrogant, um, genius psychopath. So that's kind of what I expected, and that's what I got. So I'm quite happy with what he did with the role. And then all the supporting characters: Holly Hunter, Amy Adams, Lawrence Fishburne. You know, all. Other than Holly Hunter, I think all the returning cast that was in this one was really, really good. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole plot because I'm assuming if you're here with me at this point, you've hopefully seen the film. Because again, if not, I'm going to start talking about some of my favorite scenes, and I might go into some detail that will probably spoil the movie for you. So, some of my favorite scenes of the film, obviously, probably most of them had to do with Batman because he is one of my favorite characters. Like, his introduction alone was just incredible to me. It was creepy. It was kind of scary. Like when Nolan first did that in Batman Begins in that shipping yard with the giant containers and stuff. That actually kind of, I remember seeing that, and that scared me. This was kind of that same reaction. There was actually kind of a horror movie kind of adrenaline rush of that introduction. And when the cops show up and find the girls in the cage and they're talking in whatever foreign language it was, I couldn't pinpoint what kind of dialect they were speaking. I was too busy reading the subtitles. But saying, the devil saved us, he's still here, and then you hear the guy upstairs kind of screaming in pain and terror, and the cops go up there and find the guy chained to the wall, and he's got the brand on him, and that low shot of the cop with the blurry image in the back that you kind of, you know, they hold see, this is what I'm talking about with Zack Snyder. They held just long enough where you're on that cop and Batman's in the background. Probably, it seems I don't know how long that shot was, but it was enough time for you to read the cop's expression and that blurry background. You realize it's Batman, and right when you realize what it is when it comes into focus. And then when that cop whipped around and started shooting, he did like that preternatural kind of crawling thing through the ceiling and then up through the hole the cop shot through. I mean, that was just it gave me goosebumps. I thought it was just amazing. From there, the whole fight scene was really cool. Batman fighting Superman. Finally got to see kind of the Dark Knight Returns come to life. It was pretty much the same fight scene as the book for overall. I mean, it's not on the street of Gotham, and it's not, you know, excuse me, jeez, it's not during a nuclear winter, but it caught all the really important parts. I felt that fight that I wanted to see. And, you know, Superman get, you know, walking through the booby traps and kind of defeating them one by one. You know, Batman set up a gauntlet, kind of like Richard Donner did in the first Superman. It wasn't in the theatrical cut, but if you have the extended cut, you get to see that gauntlet scene that Luthor has him walk through, where he gets shot and froze and set on fire and all that good stuff. You kind of get the same thing here. Batman set up this gauntlet that Superman had to run, and get to see all this, you know, really cool stuff during this fight scene. The dream sequences, although kind of weird as to why Batman is having premonitions, I guess you could call them, or if he's, you know, just psychotic. I guess I don't really know. Well, and here's the thing about the first dream sequence, I think was just, you know, a dream where he's in visiting his parents' tomb, and that ooze starts coming out, and then the bat busts through the tomb and grabs hold of him, and I think it like bites him on the neck and all that stuff. I think that was just a normal Bruce nightmare. Now the nightmare sequence that you see later on with kind of the apocalypse and the Omega symbol and that fight scene with him against the super troopers, I guess. Is that what you'd call them? Superman's henchmen, would they be the super troopers? Anyway, and then the parademons in the background, and Batman just kicking so much ass, and eventually obviously gets caught because he's trying to fight an army and just whooping the hell out of him. And then he wakes up, and then there's the Flash. What I'm assuming that was the Flash. Which, if that's the Flash, hopefully he won't have the mustache in the movie. Just saying. But it looks like he's kind of, you know, traveling through time to warn Bruce. And he kept saying, "You're right about him," and all this stuff. And so, I don't know if they're going to spin it this way eventually or something. I don't know. Maybe Batman does have ESP now, but I guess I kind of took away from that maybe that was a implanted memory or something. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand why Batman has premonitions, but and I mean the whole Doom Dark Side Apocalypse dream part. I don't know if that was maybe just the Flash screwing with him or showing him something that's actually real and not so much a dream. Because why would he dream that the Flash came through time to warn him about stuff? I don't know. But then the Doomsday fight sequence was really kind of cool. Got to see Superman and then, you know, Wonder Woman just whooping the shit. I mean, I think Wonder Woman held her own better against Doomsday than Superman did. I think she probably did um, more to stop him than Superman actually did. And the fun thing, like what I really enjoyed about that, was watching her reactions to it. The fact that we all know Wonder Woman comes from, excuse me, Amazonia and is a warrior society, and she is a a warrior, and she didn't seem scared at all or worried about this creature. And every time she got knocked down or beat back, she got that little smirk across her face, and then she went back for more, and just it was like she was just amazing to watch in that fight scene. Like where Superman or Batman, Batman obviously, I would imagine, even though he is Batman, would be afraid to fight Doomsday because he has no powers, and his whole defense is to run away for the most part, which it should be. You know, Wonder Woman had none of that. She was just gung ho for it. Almost seemed like she was enjoying the battle, which that's what Wonder Woman does. So again, overall, enjoyed the film. I want to go back see it again. I want to reabsorb it. Now, I don't think it was a perfect film. I do have some issues, kind of like what I was talking about with the dream sequence of the premonition thing. It seemed odd. I don't know if they'll explain that a little bit more in another film, or if that was just possibly kind of lazy storytelling. But some of the things I didn't really care for was the whole Luthor aspect of the plot, to the point that he orchestrated this whole thing. I mean, why would he need to I don't know, kill Batman or we kill your mother seemed a little flimsy to me, but I do understand it was all set up to the end of that fight, which I really think was a very, kind of almost got me a little teary-eyed, is like, I never put together that Bruce and Clark their mothers had the same name, that they were both Martha, and that realization that that Bruce could kind of right the wrong of his mother's death that he couldn't stop as a kid, he could kind of do for Clark, was kind of really cool. I did dig that, but it seemed like it was I don't know if the payoff was worth what they needed the story to, what they did with the story to get to that payoff, because it seems like they came to that realization as like, what can we do to get to this moment. And so I just feel like it was kind of a flimsy. I mean, I don't know why just Batman going after Superman wasn't enough, and Superman just not wanting any of it. He doesn't want to fight Batman. He doesn't want to kill Batman. He want, they needed a reason for Batman to help to help Superman, and a reason for them to fight. And it just seemed like flimsy logic. Another thing I didn't really care for, and I know this might sound weird, I think a lot of and this might just be me, I didn't really enjoy the score. The music of the movie, I don't know, didn't really seem to fit in a lot of ways. I don't know. I guess I can't really explain it. Like watching the one fight sequence with Batman in the trailer, which they expanded out, and we got to see a brutal ass Batman in that scene. When they showed us it in the trailer and it was that stark, there was not a lot of music, there was just the fighting, I thought had more impact than having the music behind it. I don't know, I think if the movie was scored differently, it could have really had a different impact. I think that was, for me, that was what kept kind of knocking me out of the film, was that the music didn't seem to follow what was happening in the film. No, again, that's just me. I don't know if that. Like I said, the visuals were cool. The actors were great. The fights were cool. Again, kind of a flimsy reasoning for them to fight, but I don't know. Honestly, I think the biggest problem the movie had was the score. I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. What do you guys think? Um, Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you enjoy the movie? Did you not? If you want to see this along with my other work, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description. As always, the image will pop up here at the end. So again, let me know what you guys thought. Like I said, I plan to go see it again here in a couple weeks just to kind of take it all in again and really get a feel for everything. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.